Overflows.
Compassion, the fragrance of meditation. Compassion blossoms as fragrance of meditation. Awareness of our own sufferings and the suffering of others is the key to cultivate compassion. Without meditation, energy remains stuck as passion. And with meditation, the same energy begins to move upward and ultimately becomes compassion. Passion and compassion are not two separate energies. Instead, they are one and the same energy. Once it passes through meditation, the same energy gets filtered and finally it is transformed and transfigured. It becomes qualitatively different. Passion moves downwards, compassion moves upwards. Passion moves through desire, while compassion moves through desirelessness. Passion is an occupation to forget the miseries in which you live. Compassion is a celebration. It is the dance of attainment, of fulfillment. You are so fulfilled that you are ready to flow and share. Now there is nothing left. You have attained the destiny that you were carrying for millennia within you like an unblossomed potentiality, just a seed. Now it has flowered and it is dancing deep within. You have attained, you are fulfilled. There is nothing more to attain, nowhere to go, nothing to do. Now what will happen to the energy? You start sharing it in myriad ways through your creativity. The same energy that was moving through the dark layers of passion now moves with light rays upwards, uncontaminated by any desire, uncontaminated by any conditioning. It is uncorrupted by any motivation. Hence I call it fragrance. The flower is limited, but not the fragrance. Fragrance flows riding the wind. The flower has limitations. It is rooted somewhere in bondage, but fragrance has no bondage. It simply moves, rides on the wings. It has no moorings in the earth like a flower. Meditation is a flower. It has roots. It exists in you. Once compassion happens, it is not rooted anymore. Instead, it simply moves and goes on moving. Buddha has disappeared, but not his compassion. The flower will die sooner or later. Now it is part of the earth, and the dust will return into dust. But the fragrance that has been released will remain forever and ever as energy, as light. Fragrance is the energy field of the flower. The flower will die, but the fragrance will remain. Buddha has gone, Jesus is gone, but not their fragrance. Their compassion will continue, and whoever is open to their compassion will immediately feel its impact, will be moved by it, will be taken on a new journey, on a new pilgrimage. Compassion is not limited to the flower alone. It comes from the flower, but it is nothing of the flower. It comes through the flower, not from the flower. Just as children come through you, come through the parents. Parents are the passage for children to be born. So too, flower is the passage through which the fragrance emerges. The flower is just a passage, but it comes really from the beyond. The fragrance of the flower comes from the beyond. It cannot come without the flower. The flower is a necessary stage, but it does not belong to the flower. Once the flower has blossomed, compassion is released. This insistence, this emphasis has to be deeply understood, because if you miss the point, you can start practicing compassion, but then it is not real fragrance. A practiced compassion is just the same passion with a new name. It is the same desire contaminated, motivation corrupted, desire contaminated, and motivation corrupted energy, and it can become very dangerous to other people. Because in the name of compassion, you can destroy. In the name of compassion, you can create bondage. It is not compassion. And if you practice it, you are being artificial, formal, in fact, a hypocrite. The first thing to be remembered continuously is that compassion cannot be practiced. It is this point where all the followers of the great religious masters have missed. Buddha attained compassion through meditation as its fragrance. But now Buddhists go on practicing compassion. Jesus attained compassion through meditation, through his resurrection. Now Christians and Christian missionaries go on practicing love, compassion, and service to humanity, but their compassion has proved to be very destructive force for the world. Their compassion has created only wars. Their compassion has destroyed millions of people. They end up in deep imprisonments. Compassion frees you, gives you freedom, but that compassion has to come only through the meditation. There is no other way to it. Buddha has said that compassion is the byproduct, a consequence. You cannot catch hold of the compassion directly. You have to move, you have to produce the cause, and the effect follows. So if you really want to understand what compassion is, you have to understand what meditation is. Forget all about compassion. It comes on its own accord. Try to understand what meditation is. Compassion can become a criteria as to whether the meditation was right or not. If meditation has been right, compassion is bound to overflow. It is natural. It follows as a shadow. If meditation has been wrong, then compassion will not follow. So compassion can work as a criteria as to whether the meditation has been right or not. Many people meditate, but compassion does not flow. That means their meditation is wrong. Certainly a meditation can be wrong. People have a wrong notion that all meditations are right. It is not so. Meditation can be wrong. For example, any meditation that leads you deep in concentration is wrong. Concentration is not meditation. It will not result in compassion. You will become more and more closed rather than becoming open. Now, if you look at your own life and the process that you are going through, naturally and spontaneously, compassion is arising in you for others, for family members, for those you are familiar with, and also for the strangers. This is the compassion as the fragrance of meditation. If it leads you to concentration, it will not result in compassion. You will become more and more closed rather than becoming open. If you narrow down your consciousness to concentrate on something and you exclude the whole existence and become one-pointed, it will create more and more tension in you. Hence the word attention. It comes from the two words attention, ATTENTION. So if you divide this into two, synthesize this word, it means attention, concentration, the very sound of the word gives you the feeling of tensionness. Such is wrong meditation. Compassion is a natural expression of one's own inner state of being. Compassion is a natural expression of one's own inner state of the being. It encompasses understanding, acceptance, and curiosity towards oneself and others. There are three essential steps in awakening: freedom of consciousness, simplicity of the mind, and emptiness of the mind, which can lead to compassion. Such a compassion is celebration. Such a compassion is celebration, a dance of attainment and fulfillment, is stemming from a deep sense of inner richness and abundance. Such a compassion that has the freedom of consciousness, simplicity of the mind, and emptiness of the mind is a celebration, a dance of attainment and fulfillment, is stemming from deep sense of inner richness and abundance.